so far
I'm good.
at this point. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am late. Right.
And we got some cool stuff to talk about tonight. I'm really excited for today's show. I am. I think there's some really cool stuff in the news. I did add a review to what you would have on your docket. So there's actually 4, but
All right.
I think we're going to have a good time with it.
Fair enough.
Do we have a pop quiz tonight?
Yes, I got my pop quiz.
Okay.
Ramble through all my stuff. Push all the stuff out of the way.
We had a victory, Final Fantasy victory theme, a sitcom laugh, and an oof all at the same time.
We probably deserved it.
Yeah. Also, hello, Waverly.
Hello, everywhere. Yeah, I almost didn't. I wasn't asleep. I just kind of was just
I've been waiting
like
for
zoning,
this.
you know?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
relaxing. Had some noise going. Wasn't even really paying attention to what was on TV.
yeah.
Over, I'm like, oh.
Hey, it happens, man. Like, the other day, I was playing Armored Core, and before I knew it, it was 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like, what? No, I definitely needed to go to bed before this. I have work.
Yes.
How did this happen?
He didn't set an alarm.
Yeah, that was the mistake, for sure.
Thanks, Faith. I appreciate it. I'm okay. All right. I got to ask you about some animals
Ooh.
for this.
Not,
So first, well, go ahead.
I completely forgot what they were called. Animorphs, not animorphs, just animals.
She's about animals. You know, that's some random stuff in here, so we're gonna learn something. Okay.
Don't start at 4 a.m.
Yes. Yeah, that. So for this first question here, what is the only animal with 4 knees?
Come on, Trey.
Like, reach down, feel your knee, how it is. There's an animal with 4 of those. Yes.
It has to be the giraffe, right?
What you going with?
Yeah.
That's the elephant.
Oh. The giraffe only has front knees. Oh. Yep, it is the elephant. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a multiple choice one. You're gonna get A, B, C, or D. Okay.
Okay.
A full-grown bear will be able to run just as fast as A, a dog, B, a coyote, C, a horse, or D, an ostrich.
Full-grown bear can run as fast as a horse.
Oh, Greg can roll as fast as the dang horse.
Yeah.
You got that one right, buddy. Good job. Yes. Once again, that lets you know that you're not going to outrun a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You have to outrun your buddy. Okay. So where where would you find the stripes on a tiger? On the skin or on the fur?
Ooh. I'm probably wrong. I'm going to say the stripes are on the fur.
That's a trick question. It's on both.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Because like polar bear skin is like, like midnight black, like coal black.
Right.
I don't know. Strange. I'm not going to get close enough to double check. And we're going to go by faith that this is the right answer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that faith.
No. So, or you've seen of Mickey Mouse's dog, Pluto.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Everyone knows Pluto, which really makes you question what Goofy could possibly be.
Right.
But what was Pluto's original name? He wasn't always called Pluto. Yeah.
Rover.
I know that was a guess, but that's absolutely correct.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, that was that was that was his name.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Great.
Yes. Like I said, I knew that you were going to guess on that one, but I figured there would be you because he's not Spot, right?
No, I almost went Spike.
Oh, okay. That's a gremlin.
Yeah.
No, that's Stripe.
It is Stripe, yeah. I wasn't going to correct you, but I probably should have.
Blame
You
this
should
on the
have.
misfortune of your birth.
Blame this on the misfortune of your birth, Pluto.
You'd be alive if you stayed home. An albatross often does this while flying.
Drinks?
No, they actually land a drink.
Okay.
Glides are pretty. They actually sleep.
Oh,
Yeah, they sleep while they're flying.
okay. It's pelicans that drink while they fly, isn't it?
Do they scoop or something in the water?
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait, I didn't ask about pelicans, Stripe. Yes, they put it on autopilot. Yes. All right.
I'm still stunned from Rover.
I guess it worked.
That's not how this works.
That's right. Paper kite. Sailor. Blue striped crow. And Julia are varieties of what?
Okay, you said paper kite.
Paper kite. Sailor. Blue striped crow. And Julia.
Oh, I
Not
want to
that-
say fish, but I think it's bird.
Well, just so you know, both those answers would have been wrong.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, no, it's butterflies.
Oh.
Yes, a blue striped crow is a butterfly.
Okay.
Not for that. There's a lizard, in particular the lizard known as the spiny-tailed iguana. And it holds a specific speed distinction. Holds an honorary place in the annals of speed. What speed distinction does the spiny-tailed iguana have?
Fastest run speed across water?
No, that's a good guess, though. That's a good guess. I like that guess. But no. No. It's fast as something, though.
Clearly, it's not fastest climb speed.
No.
So, hello,
No.
Robin.
Hello, Robin. No, it's actually it's the fastest reptile in the world.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I immediately thought of that lizard. I couldn't remember what it was called. So.
You know you're not doing so good this
No.
time through.
Oh.
You got rolled. Hey, right?
Yep. I feel like it's a win.
Go through that. Okay, so what? It's one more than you do. Fair enough. What? Can't read this. What marine animal? Holds hands while they sleep
Disappointed.
so as not to drift away from each other?
Turtles.
No, it's the sea otter.
Okay.
Face just got up to you.
I really liked the idea of two turtles that have been together for like 60 years, and they just folded not flippers, fins. What do you call turtle feet?
See, definitely not hands. So why would you even answer
That's a good
that
point.
question?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Goodness.
Alexa,
No,
what do you call turtle feet?
flippers? If it's a sea turtle,
Flippers. Yeah. Yeah. Flippers is it. Yeah.
freshwater turtles have like webbed feet kind of thing looking things.
Alexa, I asked you one question. I didn't ask you for an essay, please.
Yeah. Apparently, she thinks you need one.
Yeah.
All right. Two more questions.
Okay.
Not going to help you. The what is the only animal to be born with horns?
Born with horns?
Born with horns, yeah. Yeah, that's disturbing, right?
Uh, I'm gonna have to guess rhino just because baby rhinos get hunted too.
Yeah, no, that's a good guess. Good guess. And gotta love rhinos, right? Big
Mhm.
puppies. Love rhinos on that. Okay. Well, actually, no. And I realize they you may not believe me, but it's actually an animal you answered are giraffes.
Oh, of course. They have those little.
Yeah, you wouldn't think about it. It's
Yeah.
misleading in a way, a little bit. No, it was a truthful question, but a little bit misleading.
Well, my brain thinks those are antenna, but my brain's stupid. So
Fine. That's fine. We can go with that. That is now canon. They are antenna to pick up the giraffe radio waves
yeah.
to help keep the herd safe. Okay, I need you to tell me what you think can dive deeper. $1 billion submarine or sperm whale?
A sperm whale for sure.
Sperm whale for sure. In fact, it's like we don't have look, $1 billion submarines, they keep stats secret.
Right.
We don't know those. But estimates looking, surveys, things like that, it's still like 3 times deeper than a sperm whale can go.
Yeah.
Than the best submarine. Anyway. I said,
Okay.
no, you got a few. I got 4 of them.
Get my head above the water.
It wasn't a skunk.
Yeah.
What? So yeah, I think you've avoided all skunks. Yeah.
So far, I haven't been skunked yet. I have had multiple quizzes where I had one correct answer, but I have not yet been skunked.
I'll keep trying.
Animals are cool. I really enjoyed this one, and there's a lot of cool animal facts. So
Oh yeah,
No, I didn't get skunked on the K-pop one because I knew BTS.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
answered BTS for 6 questions, but it was right for one of them.
Goodness gracious.
Oh. Well, speaking of animals, ready to talk about the animals that fight on 2 legs?
Yeah,
The White Fang.
yeah. Not the Jack London book. We're not that sophisticated. We're talking about Gundam.
So we finished Gundam Wing.
Yeah, we did. Finished up, knocked it off. Not a bad show. Not a bad series.
I do think it gets worse right at the end. Like, it's really good for like 43 episodes.
Yeah, well, okay. I get this feeling with the majority of Gundam shows that we have watched that they start out wanting to tell a story that is so much bigger than they actually can.
Yeah.
Now, I will take it to, hey, maybe it's the producers. They told them they're going to have this much time. It turns out they're not, or whatever. It might be a difference in the storytelling or what. It just feels like the stories are much bigger than what ends up being told.
Like, they didn't sell me on Zex's change. I'm gonna put up spoiler Lubu, just if you care about spoilers for Gundam Wing, you haven't seen it or whatever reason. Check back, unmute after spoiler Lubu goes away. But I just don't know what they were doing with Zex at the end there. They just pivoted his character really hard.
Well, let's look at what this Gundam was for. This is for the kids that grew up in America.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to get what they were planning. I do believe they wanted to have an outline, going forward, so they could make Gundam.
Yeah.
This is, we got to remember at this time people are whispering. There's talks of this amazing new thing called the internet, and the world will be able to communicate with each other and be all one. But it goes from it tries to wrap up Uh,
Hey,
so
gang.
guys, okay, working. Listen, that's a good plan. But it goes from the original OG 79 all the way to Charge Counterattack.
Hmm.
Like summarizes that. Okay, that basically explains his wing to me. But you've
Yeah.
got Elshar, you got Vex, and then
Yeah.
instead of Amuro, you have the 5 Gundam pilots that might as well have been made from sludge by the people, the scientists who made
Yeah.
the Gundam.
Emotional
there's no-
damage, indeed.
You know,
Yeah.
uh,
No, that's my biggest complaint with Gundam Wing is I've read the manga. I know their backstories. Why don't they bring them up at all in the show? They never explain why Duo's in the priest outfit.
no, I don't know why he was Catholic. Never seemed to do anything Catholic. You know, that would be like, okay, yeah, he's got a rosary. You know, but
Yeah.
okay, yeah, cool, do that. And yeah, lots of stuff like Hero, Troa, you know, Quattro. They're all they're just not painted very deeply, right?
Yeah. I like them a lot, but they don't get time to actually shine as characters or develop or anyway, because how could they have arcs when we don't know them?
No, it's a storyline, and like I said, it's not the first gun. And I like Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, there's stuff in it, but so far the story is, you know, it's a mile wide. It's only like an inch deep.
Yeah.
You know.
Wu Fei gets an arc. His arc
Well,
with Trace.
Yeah.
That's good. It's for my least favorite character in Gundam Wing, but hey, at least he gets an arc, you know? And I guess Hiro gets an arc with Relita?
Sort of. I don't know. And it weird, this forced little, what will be done in today's terms of shipping these couple, or maybe that's 2016 terms. I don't know. I'm old. Yeah, but they did it, you know, for a few different ones, and like most of them don't make sense.
Yeah.
At all. Makes sense.
Yeah. And then you have like good stuff, right? Oh, there's an ad going on right now. Of course there is. You have like really good story beats in Wing. Have really nothing to do with the main 5 pilots, but they're really good. Like Colonel Un has a really good arc that she goes through. Sally Poe has some really cool stuff she's doing. Like,
which, she was Sally Poe's in the wrong universe.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be in Star Trek and then took a left at Albuquerque.
Right.
And see that.
And like even like little stuff of, you know, hey, Hildy breaking out from Libra and Duo having to help her, and Duo helping the Gundam, what are they called? The Gundam doctors, the Gundam scientists. Like there's some good moments in there where the characters get to be cool and interesting. They just don't have their own arcs to go through because they've already, I guess, completed them. Troa being the one that has the closest thing to one that would work really well if we knew his backstory.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a few characters that get rude.
Yeah.
You know, that yes, that's a term, because like, hey, this seems like a cool character. You can add something to the mix.
Yeah.
Like cricket chirp. No, nothing else from me.
Yeah. But with all that said, I do like the cast a lot, right? Like, they're fun characters for the most part, except for Wu Fei. I really like them.
Yeah. I think the character, of course. Wu Fei. Yeah.
I think my favorite scene in this run of episodes is when they're all trying to tell Wu Fei how cool and strong Relita is and how important she is. And Wu Fei is just over there doing his exercises for his hand exercises, all angry because they're talking about a woman.
Yeah. Let's do that. It's not just that. They're not targeting on what they need to target on.
Yeah. He wants to focus on Trace. That's right.
God. He's misunderstood.
Yeah. But we still have Endless Waltz to go.
Yeah.
As it is right now.
I think I know the cover
Yeah.
of in the DVD.
Yeah.
I think I know that cover. There's some feathers
Yeah. Yeah.
and kind of bluish. I think I know that cover
Okay.
for the DVD. So that is my. That's as far as my previous Gundam is kind of really, but
Yeah.
For this show, I've seen the cover of this one.
As of right now, would you put Wing in the top half or the bottom half of the Gundam series?
I think it still goes. I think the top half. It does through there. The top half, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some terrible Gundam stuff.
Yep. We watched Victory.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
All right. Any other thoughts before we move on from Gundam Wing then?
Nah.
Okay. Let's go into weeks. How's your week been, sir?
It's been all right. Because you get to, got to play Lotro. That was always fun.
Right.
Like running around Middle Earth. Some weird place. We kind of stopped in a place that we shouldn't be at. That's not healthy.
That's going to be fun to come back from.
Yeah, we'll get out of there real quick.
Buffet trays. I mean, you talk about shipping. I guarantee you there's some fanfic out there that's buffet trays. I didn't say it was good fanfic.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
I was stunned by the sheer amount of Troa and Catra fanfiction that existed when I first started getting into fanfiction.
Oh, yeah?
It is incredible how much fanfiction there is for those two.
I don't know. People want what they want. They imagine what they imagine.
But would you guess who the second most shipped person with Catra is?
I don't know.
Dorothy.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see why people do that.
Yeah.
After she stabs him, and he still has the strength to tell her to be nice.
Yeah.
To take care of it. Her heart changes.
That's right. Kindness. Kindness is what outer space really needs.
I don't doubt, like the live action, the real, whatever. I don't doubt Dorothy was very good looking, even with those eyebrows. But she's a cold-hearted beast.
She looks like she's blind.
Uh-huh. And the things, I don't think we brought this up yet. There's more than one character in there that in any other cartoon or anime, if they did the eyes like that, that character would be blind.
Yeah.
But not in this one.
Yep.
It was just an aesthetic.
Oh, I love Wing.
I guess you do. Goodness.
But I do also love Lotro, as you were talking about before I brought us down this path.
Yeah. I'm playing me and the love of my life are playing we've been doing some Don't Starve Together.
Together.
That's a fun little game. I enjoy that game. That's taking up a couple of nights sitting back and just running around the world together and trying to survive, building stuff.
It's nice. So bad up close.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's pretty attractive, but
it's just the eyebrows, man.
No. This is Don't Starve Together, the console edition.
Yeah.
Don't Starve is a different game.
Made them both.
Single player. This is Together.
Which is a clever name for the co-op, honestly.
I might as well. Family. That's what it's about. But want that. No. Don't start with the game. And then we looked at the game. No, we don't own it or anything. I haven't got it. Was Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
They did crossover and there's some stuff. And it's not the same studios because Don't Starve is KEI.
Yeah.
KEI. And Cult of the Lamb is massive. Oh.
Super massive?
No. I don't think so. I can't remember. My brain flames from the side of my brain went blank on that. But when I pulled up Cult of the Lamb and started looking at it, it was like I thought it was, the same.
Right.
I thought it was the same developer. It's got a lot of, and the look of it, not
Massive
the game.
monster.
Good. Like that. Flames from the side of my head.
Starve Giants, Don't Starve Waterlogged. Are there really that many different variants?
Yeah, there's quite a
Wow.
few. There's quite a few add-ons and things for it. And so I didn't realize that game's been out for so long. It's been out for a while.
I never could get into it. I tried many times to get into Don't Starve and just never
I don't really
clicked.
don't start that much just by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the co-op.
Yeah.
I like the co-op version. Going through it. Well, trying to think of anything else. And nothing really comes to mind.
Okay.
So, how was your week? Sure.
Well, my week's been pretty good. Talking about co-op, I finished Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm playing through that with my wife, and it's been fun. We made some choices that wound up getting a bunch of people killed.
Okay.
But I'm really having a blast with this game. It's very good. A massive cheat.
Yeah.
Nice.
The ghost.
Very nice. This game is really, really solid. I'm kind of concerned because I'm level 7. We just finished Act 1, and I know the level cap is 12.
Yeah.
But maybe Act 1 is the longest act. I don't know.
Possibly. Also, but though it's experience points, and like, okay, 1 to 5. If you're using an experience point system in D&D, go back pretty quick.
Yeah.
5 to 8 is going to take you a little bit.
Yeah.
8 to 12 is a grind unless you got a very generous DM.
Yeah, and that's what I'm expecting, is that it's going to be, hey, once we hit level 8, probably going to finish Act 2 at level 8. But we'll see, Story-wise, some really cool stuff has happened. I think I am a level 7 wizard. I can do a lot of cool stuff, but we're finally running into enemies that have counterspell. And as a level 7 wizard, I get shut down hard.
You have to give them something to counterspell.
Yeah.
And then, come on, Trey.
I know. I'm having to learn that again because I haven't played a wizard in actual tabletop anything for a while. Like just a straight caster. Even when I played a druid, it was half cast, So it's really fun. I think it does. What's that?
Druid's a full caster.
Yeah, but I can also turn into a bear and smack stuff, or an elk and ram stuff.
Well, the wizards have got that. Oh, dadgummit. I can't remember that. The forgot the spell name. I was about to say it. Basically, you turn you into the Hulk.
Yeah.
You just Hulk out.
I haven't gotten that one yet, but maybe soon. Probably not. No, there's a lot of options, and I think it's really cool. I wish there were more options to skip things for other playthroughs. Like, I'm also playing with a character that is taking 1 level in everything because they changed the 5e rules for this where you don't have to have any stat requirements. The multi-class.
That's an optional rule, but fine.
It is. And there are 12 classes in the game and 12 levels in the game. So it was like, yeah, it makes sense. Just take 1 in everything. But I have to play through everything I've already done. Hello, Doc. And so it's like, yeah, that's cool. And I can make different choices now. But there's some stuff that I kind of don't want to do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the way it is with lots of games.
Yeah. It's still really fun, and I'm looking forward to Act 2, because I think Act 2 already has a new environment thing that wasn't in Act 1 that has me pretty stoked to step into it.
Okay.
You see the word Gundam. We're already past Gundam. I don't know where you see it at. But
maybe in chat, I don't know.
Maybe. We did talk Gundam Wing, and I am still going for the elf, yes. And things are going well. She told me earlier today that her day is better when she gets to talk to me. I think that I'm making good, solid ground.
That's nice. Makes her feel smart.
Yeah. No, I didn't decide to change targets. And my wife is still going for Astarion, the vampire boy. So that hasn't changed.
It costs a wizard with glasses. You get all about Vampire Boy.
That's very true. But it's still a very good game. I also played a little bit of Sea of Stars earlier.
Oh, okay.
Recorded a first impression on that. I got through almost the first full hour and was like, okay, look, I can tell some big story stuff's about to happen. I'm going to take a break here for the video's sake, because I did not want to put too many spoilers in the video for people since it's on Game Pass, you know? But that game's really good. The music is great.
Not necessarily. It's look, he said Vampire Boy. You know exactly what he was talking about, didn't you?
Yep.
Didn't you?
Up to your interpretation as to whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Smiled a little bit.
But I really like the world building so far. It is a fantasy world that is not trying to follow like the basic fantasy world tropes, kind of like Chained Echoes earlier this year. It is a very unique setting in a lot of ways. And I'll give you this that won't spoil too much for people, but the two main characters are children that were born on the solstice, and so they have solstice magic. One of them is the sun, one of them is the moon, magic-wise. And they are recruited into a school that is not really a school, but they call it a school, an academy, which is basically just like, hey, anybody that's born on the solstice and can use these powers, you now get to go fight monsters that regular people don't have to deal with. Congratulations. Welcome to your new life.
With great power.
Yeah.
Great responsibility.
I agree. And I'm all for fighting these dwellers, as they call them. I'm here for it. But it's a really interesting setup with like floating cities that these mages live in that govern over the people that have the facsimile of freedom but aren't actually free but think they are. Like it's an interesting setup, and I'm stoked to see more of it.
Right on.
Also, still been playing Armored Core.
Of course you have.
I am almost done with Chapter 4.
Have you built the Gundam yet? That's all I'm waiting on to hear from you.
Not yet.
About Core. You keep going over it. Have you built your Gundam yet?
Not yet. I've built the Sazabi from Char's Counterattack and the Tall Geese from Wing, but I haven't yet built a Gundam.
Either that or they turn on us.
That's also true, Doug.
You don't treat them well.
Yeah.
If they're doing that, then when they come home, you better have a real nice house for them. They've got stuff laid out. They shouldn't have to worry. If that's what they're using the power for, yeah, I shouldn't have to buy food in game.
No, they got told, hey, you don't get to see your friend again for 10 years. Go work in the mines.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of fitting.
Yeah.
Well, look. All right. Child labor laws came about, mining regulations, right? Mm-hmm. Children in the mines, get them out of there. It's terrible. So damn terrible. Biggest game on the planet for children.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. But no, AC6 is still very good. I'm into a lot of the New Game Plus missions now. I'm getting to do some cool, interesting fights that weren't in the first playthrough, and I'm looking forward to even more of those in the third playthrough, and just got to finish playthrough 2. Huh?
It expands a little bit each playthrough.
Yeah. Yeah, and new things come up in missions that you had before where, like, hey, I'm doing this mission, and partway through, I get offered by the other team to sell out the people I'm working with and work for them, and they'll pay me double what they were paying me on the first time. Okay. And then when you do that, you get a different fight against different characters that drop different parts. And it's, 3 playthroughs are required to get all the parts, Dark. There's a good ending, a bad ending, and a true ending, and you have to get all 3 endings to be able to get all the parts, and to see all the story. But when you finish a playthrough, you can still play any mission you want. It's just the story tab, basically, that is new. So it starts back from after the tutorial mission, and you can play through all the missions again sequentially, or you can go back and replay whatever missions you want. But there are new stuff that's added in there. Only
So
3.
So it's not quite New Game Plus. It's like you're not starting over with your equipment and stuff.
No, yeah,
Right.
you get to keep all of your ACs still.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is kind of a New Game Plus.
Yeah, you just blitz through stuff. It's continued. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's cool. There's a few games that pull that off really well, that make it worth playing through the same story again and again.
Yeah.
I like one big one for me. Got to be Oxenfree.
Yeah, for sure.
Oxenfree did a really great job of. I need to play through this again.
Yeah. Diablo 2. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Well, and
Starfield.
even like Final Fantasy 16, when you finish the main game and unlocks Final Fantasy mode, you continue as if nothing had changed for you. From the level you were at, with all the icons you have unlocked, all the gear you have unlocked, that's a cool way to do New Game Plus in my mind.
One of my favorite games of all time, Parasite Eve. The when you went through it and you beat it, you could run through it again, and you didn't keep anything but your weapon,
right?
That you'd modified and named. And I love that.
Yeah,
I love that game.
So, Dark, Final Fantasy mode. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying that one needs to be redone.
Yeah.
Keep all the other.
Final Fantasy mode is the harder game mode that I wish was unlocked from the beginning. It doubles the level cap from 50 to 100. All of the enemies get more health, more damage, and get new attack strings added into their combos. So that the fights change. They mix up where enemies are placed throughout the entire game. And you get to go through the entire leveling process again, basically, because the level cap's doubled. But you get to keep all of your icons, all of your abilities, all of your gear, everything that you already had. And so it allows you to catch any side quests you missed, while also making it basically a brand new playthrough of the same game, but with a whole new set of combat challenges. Which is cool. I like that. I wish I'd been able to choose that mode from a menu at the start, but I'm glad that it has the option at all. It's not easy at all. The first major hunt fight that you have against a wyvern, that wyvern has 2 full new strings of attacks. It has double the health that it had before, and it does, I think it's 1.5 times damage. And that fight is tough. And I haven't gotten any further on Final Fantasy mode because I've been trying to beat other stuff. But
Interesting.
I'm enjoying it so far. And speaking of which, the review for Final Fantasy 16 should go up either late tonight or early tomorrow. It's still processing right now on the YouTube side. I got that edited together today.
All right.
I have one more thing to talk about in my week, though.
Fine. What is it, Trey?
I watched episode 1 of live-action One Piece.
Okay.
Can't spell it. I've really enjoyed it, actually. There's Agatha Christie's new game and Daymare 1994. Nice. Yeah, Final Fantasy mode's tough. I've really liked it. It changes some stuff, as it would have to, right?
Yeah.
Every version of One Piece has a different version of Gold Roger's speech at the opening scene of One Piece. The manga is different from the anime, is different from the dub, is different from the video games. Live action's no different. They changed the lines up, and so it's a different version of those. It all means the same thing, but some people are mad because it's not the same as the manga. None of the adaptations are. I don't understand why people are so mad about it.
Just be mad.
Yeah. They changed some of the costume stuff. I don't know if it was Nami's actress didn't want to, Nami in pre-time skip One Piece has very short shorts, and so her legs are showing all the time, and so her actor in the live action has long stockings on, and I don't know if it was her actress didn't want to show the leg, or if it was decided they wanted to change the costume a little bit. I actually think it looks better with the stockings. Like it fits Nami's personality better in my mind.
Okay.
And they do stuff like that with a bunch of the characters' costumes.
Right.
Which is like fine.
Yeah, that's nothing major. You're not changing unless there was something about the character's legs that they had to be bare for something.
Right. No, this is not Metal Gear Solid 4, 5.
But put tights on or she'll suffocate.
Yeah. No, I understand why people are frustrated with a couple scenes, because there is one scene in particular where they drastically change how Luffy and Zoro meet. And the new scene is better for a live action show, in my opinion. It's got a lot more action. It shows what Zoro can do. It really sells you on Zoro is tough, right? The original scene is a lot more heart. How's the acting? I'm getting there. I'm trying to go through the major complaints that people have thrown at me on Twitter since I said that I liked it. I think, despite the fact that some scenes have been changed around and it does take out some of the heart of those meetings, I think it's still really solid. And the acting is pretty dang good. There's some stuff that doesn't make sense. If you know the characters, there are two characters that are related, and one of them has a Brazilian accent, and one of them has a Scottish accent. And they both grew up in the exact same place around the exact same people. It doesn't make sense. But as long as you could just ignore that, right, as long as you could just ignore that, the acting's actually really good. Zoro's actor's knocking it out of the park. Luffy's actor is doing a great Luffy. Nami's actor, it kind of doesn't feel like Nami right now. Like, the scenes are written for Nami, but the actress is giving a very different portrayal than what I think of when I think of Nami. But it's not a bad portrayal either, you know what I mean? Like, this is not Death Note.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, this is a different variant of this character. And some of the characters are perfect to the manga representation. Like, Red Hair Shanks is just Red Hair Shanks. It is absolutely perfect. So far, I haven't seen that problem. So far, people that are from specific places in the One Piece world are represented accurately. Like, Shanks is British. Britain doesn't exist in the One Piece world, but Shanks is British, right?
Right.
He's got a British actor. He's got a British voice, you know? Zoro's character looks Japanese because Zoro's ancestry is from Wano, which is a country based on Japan. Okay. I don't know if Zoro's actor is actually Japanese, but they went for an actor that would be able to pull off that look. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think they did a pretty good job with the casting so far.
Better than like Last Airbender or
yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. I'm a little concerned with a couple choices they've made because the wigs look rough. Like, Kobe is a character that has pink hair. And by the way, while I'm talking about Kobe, in the manga, early on, Kobe has a lot of panels that are like up close shots of his face because Kobe's a very nervous character and it's showing that he's panicking. They do that in the show. They give those up close shots where it's very clear he's panicking.
Nice.
But Kobe's a character with pink hair. And so, because it's One Piece, right? So they gave the actor a pink wig. The wig looks rough. Like, it's very obviously a wig. There's a couple other characters that, like, yeah, though those wigs are very clearly wigs. But that's also, rough. How are you supposed to make real people have, like, the crazy anime hair?
Lazy Town had some. Look, there's a Lazy Town. The first time, like, Lazy Town was on a TV somewhere, and I turned and looked at it. That was what like threw me out. The hair.
Yeah. No, I agree with hair dye, but like One Piece has characters that have ridiculous hair.
They can do better with the wigs. There is hair dye,
right?
You know, maybe the actress was like, "Look, I don't want to be dyeing my hair every week."
Yeah,
you know, every couple of weeks, something like that, and it would be rough.
Yeah,
and the ways you can do it, and I promise I could get a lecture about probably how some of the things I get wrong in this, but maybe she, didn't want to go through that in time.
Yeah, maybe.
Wig looked better for at least.
Yeah. I think the action's really well done. The CG effects for Luffy with being made out of rubber is really well done. There were no moments where I was like, what? That doesn't look real. They did a really good job with that. I was very nervous about how they were going to portray Alvida, who is a character that is the first main villain that Luffy runs into. I'm getting there, Dark. I'm getting there.
Good.
Alvida is a character that is extra plus size in the manga.
Okay.
Put it that way. And they found an actress that could portray it really well without having to go to that size to be comically,
Yeah.
Alvida's actress does a really good job of being scary. And that's where I'll transition into the acting, Dark. I was almost there. I think it's actually really good. They don't oversell the parts. They try to stick with how relaxed is not the right word for Luffy, but how manic Luffy is while not being anime protagonist manic, he is constantly bouncing from topic to topic, doing things all the time, but at all times he feels like Luffy. It's never portrayed as overly comical. He's very serious while still being goofy in a way that I didn't think a real actor could pull off with Luffy. And I was very impressed. The guy that plays Axan Morgan in episode 1, who is a very serious but comical-looking guy in the manga, he sold it straight. That is Axan Morgan. Down to the fake jaw and the big axe hand and everything being over serious and everything he does. They did a great job. Nami is always tricking people and Zoro is always serious, and they did a really good job with selling these characters in a medium that I didn't think was going to be able to sell these characters.
Maybe they've learned some lessons.
Yeah.
Maybe
So. I need to. I know. But One Piece, pretty good so far. I'm looking forward to more. They give a little stinger at the end of it that's like, hey, you can watch the whole season now. And they showed that they don't skip some of the villains that I really expected them to skip. Like Kuro of the Black Cat Pirates, I really thought they'd skip him, because how are they going to pull off his cat out of the bag attack? That's the name of his attack. I didn't name it that, but I'm going to say it every time I talk about Captain Kuro, the cat out of the bag attack, because he's actually teleporting in that, and that's a big strain on a budget to do the lines for his teleportation the way the manga does. They pulled it off.
Okay, so somebody knows how to use After Effects.
I agree. How often does that not happen, though?
Give some love.
So,
Star Wars material.
I'm excited for it, but just go into it if you're a One Piece fan, knowing that obviously they had to change some stuff. And not all those changes are for the better, but it also doesn't necessarily have to be for the worst either.
Fair enough, sir.
Let's move on. Hold on, before I move on, Dark, did that answer your question? Do you feel satisfied with that answer? If you've never watched One Piece, I think this is a great opportunity to get into One Piece. Because it's short, 8 episodes, I think. It's on Netflix. You can check it out. And if you go, you know what? Man, I like these characters. I want to know more about them. Go watch One Piece. Go read One Piece.
Yeah, if your attention span's not that long, just enjoy Pirates of Dark Water. It's good story.
Ramen is not in it, no, because it is the East Blue Saga. And the East Blue Saga is just the first chunk of the story. And so it is Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, and Usopp. So it is just... I don't know as of the episodes I'm in right now, no, but I've only seen episode 1.
Be careful.
Just one last quick thing. There is a character that has the goofiest looking glasses that's on Shank's crew. in the manga, and I was like, there's no way they're going to do that. They're trying to tell a serious story here, right? There's no way they're going to have him in his goofy glasses. And he comes around a corner at one point in those goofy glasses, and I was like, you know what? These people care about One Piece.
They actually looked at the source material.
Yeah. Those glasses are important to his character.
What a concept.
All right. Well, let's move into reviews.
All right.
I was hoping they wouldn't take it serious. So far, it seems like they're not. All right. Well, unfortunately, we do have to take Remus off the Ice Cream Wall of Fame from last week.
Look, they played it seriously. I think it's going to be like Leslie Nielsen and the Naked Gun or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like that wouldn't be near as funny if that was a comedian do it. They needed a drama actor to pull it off.
It makes it really funny when you go back and watch him in Columbo after that.
I know. Yeah, it did hurt him because I can't see anything else without waiting for something slapstick to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the first one?
The first game is Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy. For anybody who doesn't know, the Trine series is a long-running franchise where you have 3-player co-op, or you can play it all solo and switch between the characters, where you have a mage, a warrior, and a thief that all have to work together to make it through different puzzles and fight some bad guys and all that fun stuff. And it's all like side-scrolly.
Okay.
The 5th game in that series.
80. 80. Along with the score we got up here. Feel like we're giving this game a good shot.
Score is 79.
Very close.
Very close.
But no ice cream.
I have 2 review blurbs for you.
Fine.
One is from the Games Machine. It says, a more of the same game that will surely not disappoint fans. Although a few small innovations can be glimpsed, Trine 5 does not change the cards much and offers the classic mix of platforming and physics-based environmental puzzles. Very enjoyable in single-player, even more fun in co-op, but the series is beginning to feel the need for a real evolution.
Okay.
Well, on reviews for... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say. I'm just doing reviews for the games. Through that.
We're voting on a life or death issue.
That.
The second blurb is from TechRaptor that says, Trine 5 offers yet more of the same, and while it's got some great puzzles and beautiful visuals, its obvious setting and overlong runtime start to grate after a while. Always dislike Trine 5.
I'm gonna lower it down to 72.
Okay. Oh.
What are you doing? I said 72. I don't know if I can argue with the logic on that. I'm not sure. 76.
The score is
good number.
78%.
Appetite.
2 away again, Dark. Always within 1 and 3 somehow. Always within 1 and 3 away.
Fine. You don't get ice cream this time either. That's some more chance.
Next up, we have Anonymous Code. Can't spell. Code. And if this sounds like a strange title for you, it is the newest game in the long-running science adventure series, which you may know of as like Steins Gate or Robotics Notes or anything like that. It is a visual novel in that series. I love Steins Gate.
Okay.
Have not played the other. So, have they kept up the quality that Steins Gate had? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see here. But this is the newest one in that. It is a visual novel that has more budget than a lot of visual novels get. So, leave that on the table for better or worse.
Yeah, it really doesn't tell you much, does it? It seems like it should. But 82.
Okay.
I'll take a shot in the dark. 82.
$5.87. I'm assuming Waverly still has 86.
Yeah, 86 every time.
Score is 84.
That's a 3.
Yep. So, digitally downloaded says the science adventure series has always been the AAA of visual novels, offering production values and sheer confidence in the experience that is well beyond what almost anyone else can achieve. Anonymous Code is apparently the end of its particular series, and that's a massive pity, simply because I don't think I could ever get sick of this kind of creativity. However, as an anthology of stories, the science adventure series are a masterwork within video games, and Anonymous Code is the perfect, thought-provoking, intelligent page-turner to end things on. Push Square says, even if you've not played the other games from the series, Anonymous Code is a great place to start due to its standalone story. While there are a handful of references to past events, these are well explained in the moment. If you're looking for an exciting new visual novel, this one is worth your time.
Okay.
Niche genre, 13 reviews.
Okay. I'm going to stick with 82.
Okay. Faith went with 82 as well. You and Faith running hand in hand tonight. Flipper in Flipper?
Whatever it is. Paul in Paul.
The answer is, the score is 92%.
Okay.
People that like visual novels like this game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Next up, we have Rune Factory 3 Special. And again, we don't normally cover remakes, but this is more of like a reboot make because they completely redid like the graphics and everything like that to make it look more like the newer Rune Factory games.
Okay.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, Rune Factory is kind of Stardew Valley-like. It was the precursor in a lot of ways. It's the farming game where you go fight monsters. But, welcome back, Will.
Welcome back. Welcome back. 84.
Okay.
84.
8-4.
Yes. 8 and then half that. On the back end.
The score is 77.
Oh. Dang it. I still wouldn't have got it with my first guess, but that I would have been a lot closer.
Yeah. Will said 1.
1.
You did, Faith. Niche Gamer says, hopefully Rune Factory 6 will be a return to form for the franchise, but in the meantime, Rune Factory 3 Special is a spectacular remake that will delight fans who have never gotten a chance to try it, and will tide over old fans of the series. The future looks bright for Rune Factory. True. Don't starve is that.
But do they have to wear shades?
They
Is it that bright?
wear them at night.
That's where they're at night.
Game Crate says, at the end of the day, Rune Factory 3 Special is a fine game, and its only crime is how closely it sits to games that use it as a stepping stone. If you love the Koji genre and are looking for some farming action, but only have the budget for one game, don't ever ask me that question again, Game Crate. It's hard to recommend this, but if you're more of a fan of Story of Seasons and of Rune Factory as a series, there's absolutely room for Rune Factory 3 Special on the shelf.
Okay.
15
Go
reviews.
15 reviews on that. How about 70, 77.
Okay.
Close. Watch it.
The score is 73%.
Ugh. Okay. I didn't know they were going to do it quite good like that. Not bad. That's a passing score. But, yeah. You said one more got added?
Yep. And that's Starfield. True. That's a very good point, Waverly. 3 of 3, you get ice cream. I don't think that's how the game works. I appreciate your candor, but I don't think that's how the game works.
Why did you say that like it was a Star Wars planet?
That's very true. Oh, that's a very good point. I don't know, but I did.
Yes. We got to go to Candor to talk to Smarticus.
This was an agreement we made. If I was within three different times. Look, that was past Trey. I don't know if that's still true for current Trey. But I'm also scared of you, so I will do it.
Now what? What? Starfield.
Starfield.
All right. So I'm sorry if you don't know what that is.
It could have been.
Sure oh man.
Now that we've said it, if you didn't know what Starfield is, it's all you're gonna get in your stuff.
I see why that would be a score some people might throw out. I'm gonna go 80 on this.
Okay. I'm gonna try and find my I wanted to give you, I had a direct first impressions from King that he gave me, and I wanted to give it to you for help with the score. And I've lost it in our other conversations.
Well, 83. Yeah. I don't doubt there's going to be some great stuff in that game. I trust Bethesda to overpromise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be lower because all the hype. I understand. Okay, I found it. I will read this out for you, and then I will take your vote. 6 hours later, all I can say is the gunplay is fantastic, movement is great, voice acting's top-notch, the bits of comedy are great, barely had any real bugs aside from a couple glitches that make me giggle, and the immersion factor is real. No repeated lines of dialogue, and apparently some people gave him a little bit of cred for being a loot goblin.
Okay. See that. Not bad. I take it in. I think I'm gonna stay with the 80.
Okay.
That's not bad.
We haven't got, this is the critic average score still.
Right? Heck yeah.
The score is
6 hours, pretty solid.
88. Dark got it.
Gets ice cream anyway. All that finagling and bargaining, and you got it anyway. Gosh, what's that? No, I don't. Man, I want. I'm not super big and want to play Starfield. I do want the game to be really good.
Yeah,
and I hope the engine is great.
Twice as good. So, I need you to know at this point that I had to work really hard to find good blurbs. Because the vast majority of blurbs were just telling me how cinematic and using all kinds of giant words to try and get themselves on the back of the box. I want to read one of them for you because I think it's the most egregious. But it's not like we're not using that to help you understand the game if it's good or not, right? Because it's not gonna help you at all.
Okay.
And I'll even look. Destructoid put this out. Okay. I wasn't sure if it could be done, but Bethesda has managed to raise the bar for sandbox games even higher. In the end, Starfield is a genre-defining, epic open-world RPG with a beautifully immersive universe, a captivating story, and fun and addicting gameplay the whole way. I'm so happy to have experienced Starfield organically without any spoilers, and I really hope you get to as well. Which to me was the most egregious because it was very clear they wanted to be on the back of the box. But there's a couple that went like, epic isn't good enough. This is epic defining.
Can we just stop for a minute?
Oh no, Dark, that's the other half of the reviews that I had to sit through finding blurbs. That was the other side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought like that was a very dumb place to pick a fight there over that. It's a fantasy universe. That's kind of that.
And also, like, before anybody's like, you're just saying this because it's Starfield. No, like, I would have pointed this out with any game. I pointed it out with Zelda. I pointed it out with Final Fantasy, right? Like, there are outlets that always try to get on the back of the box, and sometimes they go a little too far with it.
I do think this would be a good recommended game.
I'm sorry. I do need to read you your reviews, but there's one of them here that says that it's more than a game. It's an epic poem. Like, what does that mean, man? What does that mean?
Yeah.
But I do have 2 review blurbs for you that I think will actually help you. It's good.
They're good.
I'm glad they got that down.
Yeah.
Hey Poor Player says Starfield isn't a perfect game. No game is. That said, for a game to have this much ambition and actually pull off almost everything it set out to accomplish is a remarkable achievement. I haven't even talked about some of the game's most interesting elements, such as how it approaches New Game Plus, which I can't wait for more players to see. Starfield is a triumph that I'm confident players will be exploring for years to come, not only because it will remain incredibly compelling, but because it will take that long to see anywhere near everything it has to offer.
Okay.
And then Digital Trends says Starfield isn't the generation-defining video game that over-eager fans might be experiencing or expecting. It's a fairly typical, though impressively constructed, Bethesda RPG, where depth and stability often come at the expense of scope. Surprisingly limited base adventure isn't so much the draw here, though. The enormous intergalactic playground feels custom-made for modders who want to explore the infinite possibilities of space just as much as Constellation and Bethesda itself. Which is like, that's what Bethesda games are, right? Like, it's not as much about the main story, it's about the world and exploring it.
But it's supposed to be.
Right.
Like, it's like that kind of cracks me out. They're doing a Fallout 4 TV series. You basically did a movie when you made the game.
Yeah.
You know, that's not much. You have to force yourself to go outside, you know.
Yeah.
To go outside of it.
And I have already seen stuff with this where you can break quest lines. Not in a bad way, but like, hey, you don't have to do it this specific way they're asking you to do it. There are other ways, and the game will still flag it as complete, you know?
Yeah.
So.
I don't know on that. It's in concept and idea, and probably, honestly, and what they pull off. We are trying to be critical, critical,
right?
As much as I can of it. It is impressive. It's got to be impressive in scope, right?
Right.
But just actually pulling off what they wanted to do, I don't think they'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
I hear too much about, there's all these worlds, but guess what? There's nothing on them.
Yeah.
And once again, it's like, really, are you just putting out a playground for modders?
Right.
Is that the end goal? I don't know.
I do think, and you and I joked about this when we saw some people saying it, but I do think some people go too far with it and are like, why can't I land on this gas giant?
Yeah, right.
Like, well, I mean,
that's not a film where you'd want to land.
But no, I'm excited to try it. If we weren't doing Armored Core on Friday, we'd do Starfield on Friday for first impressions of it. But I think at this point, I might get burned at the stake if we don't do Armored Core Fridays. We're going to do Armored Core Friday.
Fair enough. I'll do that. I want to hear the success story and see the machine you end up building and all that stuff.
So what do you think for recommended? 107 reviews.
Of course there was. 84. 84.
Okay.
Yeah.
scroll back up the chat so I can see it. Oh, no, new scores. That's right. I forgot. People haven't given the recommended scores yet.
What?
Score is 91%.
Okay. Okay.
I'm excited to
I-
try it.
Well, as a recommended score, I think, would you recommend this game? I think 91 is fair.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, recommended is like, hey, just not day one. And give, but down the line, pick this game up. You know, that to me, that counts as recommended.
A way more detailed No Man's Sky, but it loses the ability to do things No Man's Sky does. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think there's a good middle ground there where I'm willing to give up some options from No Man's Sky for more NPC interaction, which No Man's Sky barely has, right? But I don't know. I'll play it for myself and find out. I'll do a first impressions on it after it unlocked on Game Pass, the regular version. If you didn't pay for the premium, it unlocked right as we started this podcast. So I'll probably record a first impressions for it tomorrow or something, and it'll be up like Thursday, Friday, maybe.
Good luck.
Depends on how long I play it for how long it's going to take it to process. All right. Well, that leads us into announcements. We have a few announcements, but I don't think any of them are really going to take that long. Suikoden 1 and 2 have been delayed. The remaster. They put out a whole thing about how, like, hey, they wanted to make sure it was done and everything, which is probably true, but also I think they just didn't want to compete with what's coming out Christmas time. What's already out for the year and what's coming up.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And they're not the only ones. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You got to think about that stuff. You want to try to get maximum exposure and all that good thing, right?
They're not the only ones, because Alone in the Dark also got delayed. Which is like, yeah, no, it's not going to come around Halloween, which is unfortunate for them because, hey, they,
that would be the perfect time to let it. Sorry. There was a movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But also, that's fine. Make sure you have the right launch window for your game. You don't just want it to get buried. Then we have FF16 DLC announcements, as well as some other cool stuff. So, like, Final Fantasy 16 got a lot of announcements.
All right.
Yeah, 100%. There's too much coming out there. They don't want to risk it, and I don't blame them.
Said it, huh?
They outright said it.
I gotta give props to that, man.
For sure. So, not only did they announce that Final Fantasy 16 is getting 2 DLC packs, which is like, cool, yeah, absolutely. I'll play those. I like that game a lot. They also announced that you now have the ability to, like, transmog your weapons, and that came in a free update that went out today. So, like, if you have weapons and you don't like the look of the weapon you have, but you crafted a one before, you can just overwrite it. They also dropped some free costumes, which is like, hey, in the year 2023, free costumes in a game. What's that?
Yeah.
And then they announced there's going to be a PC version coming, that they have broken free of exclusivity deals, and the PC version will be coming when it wasn't supposed to be able to come for like 6 months. Now it's actually coming way earlier.
That probably, I bet they had something in the contract. Hey, if we hit this threshold,
right,
sales, then we'll have the ability to bring PC out earlier. Bet they did.
And Yoshi P specifically made comments about wanting to be able to put Final Fantasy games on Xbox again. So maybe he's going to spearhead that. Whether Square will let him or not, I don't know. But, he just got Final Fantasy 14 going to Xbox, so why wouldn't he want his other game also on Xbox,
Gaming's so weird, man. I got a guy with a Nintendo name wanting to talking about putting Sony exclusive on the Xbox.
Yep.
Fantasy, reality is way better than fantasy. I don't know, it's crazy.
But that's all there is there. It was some cool stuff, but it's not like nothing to break the world on. They didn't tell us what the DLC would be, No. No
names, nothing?
What's that?
No names for the DLC or
just,
nothing. Hey, DLC. Okay.
There's 2 DLC packs are coming at some point.
Fair enough. Gotcha.
We also have the Game Pass and Humble Games for the month. The Game Pass game list is really small, but it's for good reason, I think. Lies of P is coming to console, PC, and cloud.
Okay.
And Solar Ash is coming to console, PC, and cloud. And then Starfield is coming to console, PC, and cloud. Look, when you get Starfield and Lies of P in the same month, I'm willing to be like, okay, yeah, I get that there's not a bunch more being added in here right now.
Fair enough.
But some stuff's leaving. Amazing Cultivation Simulator, Origami 2, Danganronpa V3, DC League of Super Pets, The Adventure of Crypto and Ace. No! Fuga, Melodies of Steel, Metal Hellsinger, Civilization 6, Tainted Grail Conquest, and Train Sim World 3. Pretty big names leaving.
Yeah. Get them out of the way.
Then we have the Humble Games for the month.
All right.
And there's some interesting stuff here. Origami 2, yeah, that's a good game. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands Chaotic Great Edition, which means you get the game and the DLC.
Okay.
Which is, yeah, okay. That's probably worth that monthly price. Deceive Inc., which is an action indie strategy game, it says.
Okay.
We'll see. The Forgotten City, which seems to be one of your style of games, my friend, where you explore a city and interact with characters and try to solve the puzzles. Then there's Aces and Adventures, which is an RPG that's in first person, it looks like, but all the combat is a card game.
Okay.
Patch Quest, which looks a little to me like a mix between Binding of Isaac and Swords of Mormo, or Swords of Ditto, Mormo's Curse that you played. It's got that style of art style, but it looks like it plays like Isaac.
Okay.
Four Tales, which is straight up just a really interesting looking card game. Might do that one on a Friday stream at some point.
All right.
And Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus, which is a adventure game, it says. It's an FMV game where you have to try and help a family with their problems.
Okay.
And then finally, Autonauts versus Pirate Bots, which seems to be a second game in the Autonauts series. So, there you go. That's your Game Pass games for the month.
All right. Not bad. And humble.
Right, and humble. Thank you.
Yeah.
And our last announcement is Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. I love Dragon Quest Monsters.
I'm sure you do. Gosh.
It's a brand new game.
Okay.
Not a remake, not a remaster, not a port. It's coming out December 1st. Coming out on the Switch worldwide. I'm a little concerned about some of the footage they showed. Dragon Quest Monsters has always been like you have 3 monsters and it's kind of looks like Pokemon in a lot of ways, right? But it's that art style, right?
Okay.
This is full 3D and you have a team of 5 monsters. I'm a little concerned about how that's going to handle balance-wise, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for it, but that's really all we know about it so far.
Okay.
But it looks... So, that leads us into the news.
Yeah.
And man, we got some weird news stories this week. So, Rockstar is selling some older games on Steam now. And I feel like I have to go like full backstory to make this make sense. So, used to, for the new gamers of today that don't know, when you played a game on PC, you had to have the disc in the computer to be able to play the game, even if the disc only had the unlock key on there. Even if you had to download the game. Because that was how they could make sure you hadn't stolen it, right? people would then crack games to remove the need for the CD key so that you could play them without having to have a disc in there, or so you could pirate them, right? Instead of putting Midnight Club and other old Rockstar games on Steam and circumventing that by going in and changing the code so it didn't need to check for that key, they just put on emulated versions that had the keys cracked. And you can even still see the name of the group in the game's files that did the cracking, which is Razor 1911.
You know what? There's a weird twist of justice in that. I mean, but no, you cracked our game. I remember when y'all cracked our game. We're gonna use your work now to make the work you did. We're gonna use it to make money.
Yep, it's really weird. Max Payne, Manhunt, they all have the Razor 1911 version.
I like Max Payne. That game got weird, but I like Max Payne.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this was just one of those things that when it got sent to me, I was like, look, we have to talk about this. It's dumb. It doesn't really matter. It's not a thing to be outraged about or anything.
Yeah.
But, like, what the heck, man? Like, what are the chances?
But it's also, like, so lazy.
Yeah, it super is.
Which is for older games seems to be the standard.
Yeah.
For Rockstar. Excuse me.
Also, if you try to launch Midnight Club 2 on Windows Vista, it breaks because Razer never intended for it to run on Vista.
Yeah.
Are they going to fix that? Probably not, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our first one, and I'm telling you, it just gets weirder from here. Valve has gone on another ban spree, but this time it's not for bad Steam accounts. It's not for game devs. It's not for people that were breaking rules when it comes to a lot of different multiplayer games. It's for one specific game. And it's Valve has banned 90k Dota 2 players that were Smurf accounts.
No, somebody needs to stand out for the Smurfs on this. They've done it a lot. They lived through the Gargamel years.
Yeah.
You know, oppressed by the white guy. And then and his cat, who was a ginger.
Yep.
What are they doing? What we're gonna have to go a little bit deeper.
So Dota 2 has had a problem with smurfing.
Okay.
People get into the highest tiers in the rank game mode, right? And then they can't proceed because the highest tiers are full of the best players. So they smurf. But Dota 2 is Valve's biggest game. It's their free-to-play game. It is their MOBA, right? Their League of Legends.
What do you mean smurf?
So by a smurf account, I mean somebody that makes a new account so they can circumvent the restrictions that stop them from playing against new players.
Oh, okay.
So they are top-ranked players are making smurf accounts and playing against brand new players that have no idea what they're doing because Dota 2 is a very complex game. Yes, Dark, that is correct. Dota 2 is a very complex game, and so new players have no idea what they're doing. I played Dota 2 for like 4 hours and still don't feel like I knew what I was doing, right? You can eat trees to get more health and to carve new paths through the map. But it's a very competitive game. The people at the highest level, they do some crazy stuff. So the rules are there to keep them from ruining the game for new players. But if you make a new account, download the game, get in there, who's to stop you? And then, once you start getting some cool stuff, instead of opening it on your Smurf account, you mail it to your main account.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
And so
here's where the problems arising. Really.
That's how they're catching it, right? Because otherwise it'd be almost impossible to catch it.
Yeah.
But that's how they're catching it. And so they banned 90k Smurf accounts. That's a lot. But it has already made a difference with a lot of the reviews from people that have like less than 2 hours on record for the game. So it seems to be making a difference, but it's just like, man, what a
People are jerks.
Yep. Yeah, there was like a weird kind of vague threat about that where they didn't do it, but they said, we know who you are. And it's like, ooh, yeah, no, that's your warning. That's all you're going to get. Next time it will be you. But
You've been packing all the stuff to that character.
right. Yeah, it's very obvious, like
Yeah.
oh, there are people that do that in Guild Wars 2, but they don't do it in PvP or World v World. They just do it to like farm login rewards. And so it's like it doesn't actually hurt anybody else. Like, okay. Fine. Now, let's talk about something that's not fine, and that's PlayStation Plus is going up in price.
Not surprised. Not surprised. The world economy is not doing well.
Yep.
So all prices going up.
So, PS Plus, the 12-month plan, or the basic version that lets you play online, it's your monthly games, was $59.99. Now it's $79.99.
Wow.
If you have the extra version that gives you access to the back game catalog, it was $100. Now it's $135.
Yes. Yeah, they said extra.
Yeah. And if you have the premium plan that gives you the discount in the store, that gives you the full back access to all the stuff, gives you PlayStation streaming with PlayStation Now, that was $120. Now it's $160.
And there's still no way to make it get coffee for you.
Nope. And what weirds me out about this is how it's not a set price jump for each one. It's $20 for the basic, $35 for the extra, $40 for the premium.
So it's like a percentage jump. They raise the percentage instead of one solid thing across. Interesting.
People aren't happy, as you might guess.
I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're not.
Don't do this, guys. Don't. Why? Why would you do this? I know why you did it, but don't.
Right.
But it goes into effect tonight. So if you haven't renewed, you should buy a card today. If you want that old price, because it goes into effect at midnight tonight.
Dang.
Ow. Now, the next news I have is kind of good news, right? We didn't know if we'd ever get an update on this, but Hans Niemann versus Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah.
Has it's been closed. It's done. The deal's been struck.
Fine, speak.
It's resolved.
So you say.
So Hans Niemann was accused, for anybody who doesn't know the story, Hans Niemann was accused of cheating across the board in a real life game over the board by Magnus Carlsen. He never used the exact words, but it was very clear what he was implying. He then said,
inferred it.
Yeah. He then said he would never play an over-the-board game against Hans Niemann again in any tournament that Hans Niemann was in. He would not play at. Now, Magnus Carlsen arguably is one of the best players in the world. He's dropped off a little bit since all this started, but he was ranked the top, and he is currently still the top, but not by a lot, right? When the arguably best player in the world says he won't play if you're in a tournament, that kind of stops you from going to tournaments, right? Like, the TOs are not going to offer to let you come play if they know Magnus Carlsen will walk out on you. So Hans Niemann had a big problem, and he sued Magnus Carlsen. In the middle of all this, Chess.com put out a thing about how, yes, they had in fact banned Hans Niemann multiple times for cheating on Chess.com in the past.
Yeah. Yes.
And so Magnus Carlsen and Chess.com have a arrangement already because of Magnus Carlsen's company. And so Hans Niemann viewed that, I suppose, allegedly, as them teaming up against him, so he also sued Chess.com. Following that, Hikaru Nakamura, which is one of the best GMs in the world, the biggest chess streamer in the world, put out a very damning video on Hans Niemann of not outright accusing him of cheating, but he might as well have accused him of cheating. So Hans Niemann also sued him. These 3 lawsuits have been going this whole time. Hans Niemann has still been playing in a lot of tournaments. Magnus Carlsen's still been playing in a lot of tournaments, but they haven't played against each other than 3 short games, 2 of which Magnus Carlsen quit on. Suddenly, and without warning, it's all resolved. Magnus Carlsen retracts his statement. Chess.com says, yes, they did find evidence that he cheated online, but there was never any evidence he cheated over the board, and they were never trying to imply that. Hikaru Nakamura backed out of his statement as well. Had the wrong facts, thought I knew what I was talking about, I didn't. Everything's settled. Hans Niemann puts out a video saying that he's ready. He's now going to try and become the best chess player in the world to prove all the people that hated him and have been giving him so much trouble over the last couple years that they're wrong. That he's changed, he's not the cheater he used to be from online, and he's going to prove that he can do it.
Okay.
We will never have proof, probably, of anything on whether he did or did not cheat at the Starfield Cup.
No. I see proof that you've cheated.
Right.
But yeah, if you're going to go over the board and you become the best player in the world, yeah, go for it, man. And nobody can say anything to you. And you'll clear it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was fully on board at the time of like, look, this guy did cheat before. He might have cheated here. I'm not going to say he did or didn't, but he might have, you know. Well, the weird thing is, he doesn't have that money compared to like Magnus Carlsen, right? But the burden of proof was on Magnus Carlsen. And it's really hard to prove someone cheated over the board.
Yep.
So no matter how hard they tried, I'm assuming they couldn't prove it. And so then the only option was to settle. But Hans Niemann's not going for any more defamation or anything like that. He dropped the defamation case. It's all done. And he's a really good chess player. As he said in his video, I plan to let the chess speak for itself. He's a really good chess player over the board now. He wasn't 4 or 5 years ago, but he is now. Did he find a way to cheat over the board? I don't know. I don't think that's what he's doing. But I can't tell you he's not. My personal opinion is that he beat the allegations and he's going to play straight here and just prove he's better. Whether he actually does that or not, who knows? But that's his goal.
At this point, the way that everything's sitting, he may have or he may not.
Right.
He got a chance to prove himself now. And honestly, it doesn't have to be, if he can get close.
Yeah.
I'll have to give him.
Right. But I hope, just as I said at the beginning, I hope he's playing legit. Because I like Hans Niemann's chess. It's weird and it's different in a lot of ways. He does things that I don't expect people to do. And I like his chess. Sometimes those things get him in big trouble. Sometimes he makes the wrong moves. But I like his play, so I want him to not be cheating, But we'll just never know.
He's a risk taker, huh?
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. But I also don't blame anybody that's walked away from this being like, how can I really know that all these people aren't cheating over the board? You can't. That's the worst part. Because as we talked about at the time, chess cheating can be as simple as somebody's in the room and they move to a different spot. And that give you the one clue you needed to be able to make a different choice and you win the game.
Okay. But I don't know. I'm staying out of it from now on.
I don't blame you. I think that is probably the move that Magnus Carlsen is going to take too.
Fair enough.
Because this cost him a lot of money and a lot of reputation. Because again, unless he can prove it, it's just accusations.
I think there's going to be some people. There's going to be people out there that some of them are like, no, he cheated.
Yeah,
100%. And they couldn't prove it, whatever. And there's going to be people like, no, he didn't.
Yeah,
it's Schrodinger's chess move to me.
Yeah,
At this point.
pretty much. The facts are. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I won't know until we look at it. And, like there's proof to see.
Yeah.
There's not going to be.
The only facts we have is that he cheated before, and he says he's not cheating now, and those are the facts we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But speaking of facts, our last news story for tonight is SAG-AFTRA is striking games too. So SAG-AFTRA has done a big strike for movies, for writing, for anything that their actors would be in, right? Sure, yeah. I don't blame you. And they put out a thing well before the movie and Hollywood strike started, saying, hey, we don't want our actors to have AI likenesses. We don't want you to be recording their voices to be able to use them as AI in games. We don't want you to be doing this. And multiple game companies did not acquiesce to that. Multiple game companies were like, no, we paid for this, it's ours. And so SAG-AFTRA says, okay, you didn't give us what we asked for, we're going to strike you too now. So expect games to be really weird for a little while in like 2015. Not 2015, that's well gone. 2025, 2026, where all the recording has already been done for a lot of the games coming out, but games that haven't had the recording done yet, there's going to be some different choices made there from some studios.
Yeah.
But can't blame anybody for being like, look, I don't want you to record my voice for AI.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. If they sign a contract, hey, they get this big one-time fee,
right?
That's something a little bit different.
Yeah.
But just because, hey, I put you in this, so I get to use you forever, it's not. No, that's not cool. And it's not just Disney. Feel the sentiment there, really do. But it's not just I think it's not just Disney.
Mm-hmm.
That the fact is, anything you are presented has had hundreds of hours of thought put into it before you see it. Movie, song, whatever. Media, a lot, YouTube videos fall into this too.
Yeah.
Even the people are handed out. So, no. It's a weird thing, weird time. What goes on right now with AI, even though we're not, I would argue that we're not to AI, we're not anywhere the singularity. What gets decided now and how it's handled now is going to set precedents.
Yeah.
For future, not only dispute, but in the courts.
Absolutely.
They're going to look on what's decided on now, and it will evolve and change. But it's really kind of a strange. Like there's been the writers and stuff. There's been strikes before, right? And there has never been a strike like this over what's going on, right? Very interesting time.
Well, and I also want to point out, because a lot of people were like, oh, well, when they were striking movies, when they were striking TV shows, well, they're still going to have the video game revenue, and for a lot of voice actors, video games give them way more revenue than movies and TV do. But now they're also choosing to strike that, and I don't imagine that was an easy choice, Well,
okay, hold on. Yeah, because there's a lot of voice actors that, it's video games, what they do, right? Not all of them, obviously. There's some that go across, but for some, it's like they do video games.
Yeah.
They don't do movies. They don't do TV.
Exactly.
Stuff.
And I'll bring up the example of Sean Chiplock, because he's the one that comes to mind right away. He was asked, how much money do you make voicing Rean Schwarzer for the Trails series? And his response was, I can't tell you the exact numbers, but I make more money voicing Rean Schwarzer for 5 games than I ever did voicing Raphael.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Might explain a little bit why some people are video game voice actors only.
Yeah. So, just when you get upset in a couple years because you don't have the big voice actors you want in your game, just remember that they were doing this for a reason. Whether you agree with their reasons or not, they were doing it for a reason.
Yeah. No, people, they want to convert everybody into a number.
Yeah.
And not really give a care about the person on the inside, and as cheesy as that may sound,
right,
that's what it is.
Well, in Dark, that's the problem, right? Because video games don't make them a lot of money, but somehow still make them more money than cartoons do, right?
Yeah, yeah,
that's why they're striking in some ways. They're also striking for the AI thing, but
yeah.
So,
well, usually a strike is over it's going to be over a buildup of a few things,
Yeah.
There's some stuff that one side or the other, maybe on both sides, whatever, have let slide, and then there's the issue that's finally enough.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, that's all the news I have for tonight. So we'll throw it over to Rundgren's Corner.
Excellent. We always start this off with a happy birthday. And today is the birthday of a man named Francis Ngannou.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to him. I'm sure he's not watching right now. He's got to fight. He's got to train for it. So he's an MMA fighter. He's in the UFC. In fact, if you pull up a shot, he's a bad man. He is an unnatural bad man. He's from Cameroon. That guy, you pull up a picture of him, that guy is 265 naturally.
Ooh.
265. This man is huge. Big guy. If you pull up him, you're going to get a picture of him knocking out Alistair Overeem, who is a bad man.
Right.
I think got him with but he's going to fight Tyson Fury. He's MMA. Tyson Fury's a boxer.
Right.
But when you catch it up, gets time to catch up. Happy birthday to you, sir. And I wish you well in the fight, both you and Tyson Fury. Hey, y'all. Be safe. Be safe as you can.
Right.
Hopefully you got a ref as you're beating the crap out of each other. That. All right. So I got a story, and it's good. We had an athlete birthday today because I would like to talk tonight. Sorry, and put up so what I find are the greatest athletes in the world, and that is the snorkelers at the World Bog Snorkeling Championship.
Oh,
yes, it's kicking off. It's held in London. It was held a few days ago, where you basically swim through a bog. The snorkel, I guess, is same. Yeah, you go through a bog. It's like 60 meters. Excuse me. It's in London, UK. 60 meters long, like trough of bog water. And when I say bog, I mean bog, the muddy, the reeds, the bullfrogs, frogs, nasty. Now, there's nothing poisonous in the bog in England, so that's why you can do this. Now there is a man named Neil Rudder.
Okay,
is the champion. He's actually a 5-time current world champion, world record. He is a record holder for 1:18.
Oh wow!
You got to swim the 60-meter bog up and down. I said there are some rules, and one of the weird ones is you have to wear flippers. You got to have snorkeling and flippers, just like you're gonna go snorkeling in the Caribbean. Like you'd have your swim shorts and just the goggles and snorkel and flippers. Yeah, that's what you got to wear. That's required.
Okay,
but additional swim moves are banned.
Oh,
so you got to figure out another way to swim through. Supposedly this was a great look. I'm going to do this just in case anybody else watches this. They can laugh at me. at the World Bog Snorkeling Championships. It's done at a place called the Wayne Reid Peat Bog in Lentworth, Wales.
Okay.
And even though I said the spelling of those words, I'm sure I pronounced none of them correctly.
Look, I saw that giant name Welsh town once, and I don't trust Welsh spelling anymore. It sounds incredible when they say it, but
I can't keep when they say it. I can't keep up. I don't know, but apparently this was a good year to swim the bog.
okay.
Because it had rained recently. A nice rain, and apparently it was the bog was very warm and not near as slimy as this year.
That's good.
Yes, there was now this is a big deal. There's a lot of the competitors really put their heart and soul into it and get dressed up or do wacky things. They decorate your snorkel.
Right.
One had a big plastic frog he kind of stuck on his head. Do that, and some of the crowd gets dressed up. There was a couple there in like tropical clothes with big pink boxes around them.
Nice.
And they the limited edition box snorkeling Barbie and Ken.
Oh, nice.
So I thought that was pretty good through that. But it's a challenge. And it's been going on for a long time. I lost the date on here.
No bog hags so far.
35th. This is done. This 35th annual contest for 35 years. This has been going on. Once again, congratulations to Neil Rutter, who must, obviously one of the athletes in the world.
Yeah.
Hey, with that.
Would do you think Boggy would be pretty good at it?
I think that would be cheating.
That's fair.
I think, you would. I don't know. I don't know if I could trust Boggy's time. I have some concerns about PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs.
He also moves really fast sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I have questions. Right there. Yeah.
Please continue. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, if you're looking for brothers up, and do stuff. If you're looking for a sport to get into, maybe this one's for you.
I'd watch it.
No. Get involved.
Oh, yeah, no.
If you want to go beyond, to become part of a sacred 35-year-old tradition.
Get close to Boggy.
Here's one thing I need to bring up at the end here.
Okay.
One of the hardest things, apparently, about this bog world championship is the smell. Bog steak.
Yeah.
Bogs smell bad.
Well, if they kill the bog hag, then after like a year, it should start smelling better.
Right. There's actually another word for that, and I forgot it. It's still a bog, but it doesn't stink as bad.
Yeah. Not a swamp.
No, not swamp.
It's a different thing.
Not a fin.
That could be it, Dark. Yeah. That could be it.
Let's do that. See what this is. That word is swamp ass. Yes. No, the government said it was swamp gas.
Oh, yeah. I tried to Google bog that doesn't smell, and all I got was dogs. Because even the internet was like, that's not a thing anybody would actually ask.
I think there should be a thing on Google and Bing where, like, if you're the first person to put that into a search engine, you should get an award.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're at that point in history.
Blade.
Does that include the water? Maybe.
Dogs do smell, but technically so do we because we have noses.
Yeah. Well, they smell better than us because they got a lot more receptors in their nose and brains.
I couldn't smell for a long time.
Yeah, but we could, man. God.
Yeah.
Take a shower.
So I tried to find it again, and I instead was given 20 Norwegian sayings. And I'm not going to read the whole list for them, but I have one for you. That is,
give it a few, and then sign us off, man.
yeah. If you have bones in your nose, it means you are determined and capable.
That's just saying you got bones in your nose.
Retake. Yep. If you were born behind a brown cheese,
Boy was born behind the butter and cheese. Okay,
it means you're stupid.
fair enough. Don't eat the brown cheese or the yellow snow. Got it.
If you boil away nothing in the cabbage, it means that your plan came through to nothing.
Okay.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
Boiled cabbage. Ew.
Before we go, though, we do still have to vote.
Yes.
Are we continuing this bendy run for your assignment, or are we doing the regular voting? Have a good one, Will.
Hey, look, not up to me.
The poll is up.
Yeah.
I feel like people want bendy.
Yeah. I think so too. Good game. It's interesting to me to look at it and go, okay, yeah, let's call the C.
Yeah.
Just done differently and get a completely different game.
Yeah.
You know, some of the play styles, the controls are the same engine, exact same engine, some of the same assets through that.
Yeah.
But both solid games.
So, chat, I will ask you at this point, would you like to just continue bendy till it's done? Yeah, that was going to be my point, because it would probably be a lot easier for Rundgren to keep up with the story if we just have him finish that. So we will probably have you just, because the vote is overwhelming. We will probably just have you finish bendy, and then we will vote again. And that's not to say he's going to finish every game that he plays for an assignment, because there's some games that what would be the point of finishing them? Got everything out of them really the first time, but
Bendy to done. Looks like that's what I'm doing. So we'll see how it goes.
All right,
and then the next week.
Yeah. I like B Simulator, but what would be the point of going back to finish B Simulator when you did like 90% of the levels already?
Yeah.
You know,
and that's some games aren't. You know, they're just meant to be enjoyed and played through. I'll never play Frog Detective again.
To finish the last 10%. Yeah, technically you got me. Technically that is correct. All right. We will move over into our outro. Do you have any plugs, good sir?
No, just thank you, everybody, hanging out with us, watching. Know how to feel about you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I really don't have. I'm probably like when we get off here, we got a little business we'll take care of, and then I want to sit back on the couch with my love and try not to starve.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get one. You have issues, Dark.
I'm gonna plug us. We got Final Fantasy 16 review going up. The visuals are not the most stunning because I didn't want to spoil anything in those visuals, you know. But the I feel like I had some kind of clever edits in there, some moments that I think look pretty good. And then I'm really happy with my breakdown of the mechanics in the non-spoiler section. I think that might be my best breakdown of mechanics yet. So you know, just if you care, check it out. If you don't care, don't check it out, I guess. But I know his name is Clive. I know. I know.
Clive, and that's Barker, okay?
Corn tapioca pudding. Well, there you go. Yeah, I forgot to talk about Gremlins earlier, but I'll just wait until we watch Gremlins 2 and talk about them both together. But I'll plug that movie. It's great. It's a good movie. Good Christmas movie. Watch it with your friends.
Yeah. It's one of the top 3. Yeah. Christmas movies of all time.
But We'll be back tomorrow with Bindi for your assignment. We'll be back Thursday talking about Hebrew mythology, Jewish mythology. And then Friday, we'll be doing some more Armored Core. I'm going to try and finish off playthrough 2 to get all those parts before Friday's stream. We'll see how that goes. And then Monday, we'll be back with more Lotro. And Tuesday, we'll have another podcast.
Yeah. Monday, Friday, 8, 7 Central.
So there's our Final Fantasy victory theme for reaching the end. Thank you. Until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
And this has been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that's swimming in bogs. Best offer.